You're right, Genki. Underground are everywhere.
You might say they're overground?
Keep working on that one. Barrier's electrified. Ow! And not friendly.
Your suit says that was 300 kilojoules. How is that just ow?
Benefits of bioelectricity, I guess. Power can be supplied all locally.
Well, hello, fellow hunters. This is Zombie Hunter 867. Or should I say, future Zombie Hunter 867? Because, just like last episode, by the time I'm
Sign of the power source?
or overdubbing this or whatever,
Electrified barrier?
I've long since played this.
Maybe they got nervous after
It's
someone
been-
infiltrated Fisk Tower.
At this point, it's been a week. Or like just short of a week. So, I've gotten over the disappointment of the extra work. So, I might be semi-interesting.
I thought she was pretty good with that rifle.
Maybe, maybe not. I can't talk about the new Spider-Man movie too much yet.
Ugh, glad she's gone.
So, there is that. So I'm limited in that capacity.
Who's there?
Because I do not want to spoil anything by accident.
Everyone bites the dust.
And pretty much anything I could possibly say could technically be a spoiler. So, it depends on how much anyone, like, it's dependent on how much would be read into what I say. Which, if you're someone like me, like, I will read, like, I will take the most abstract of things
Anyone got eyes on Shane?
and turn it into,
Check on him?
oh my gosh, that character's gonna die. Or, that character's in it, you know? I'm very much guilty of doing those types of things. In fact, I actually did that exact thing, come to think of it, with, because like, Kid Gamer, he saw the movie a few hours before I was gonna see it. And so he called me right after. He wasn't gonna spoil anything. He was just like, oh, it's a good movie. Here's like my vague thought. Here's like a vague thing about it. Like something he thought about it generally, you know.
Now we gotta drain that generator.
And I took that to mean,
Alright.
oh no, this thing happens or doesn't happen. I'm trying to be incredibly vague. But I took that to mean something that it did not mean. That it absolutely did not mean. And I found out it did not mean the thing I thought it was after I saw the movie. Though that whole thing did actually work out for my benefit, because I had accidentally seen one of the leaks and had a major thing spoiled, and by focusing on what Kid Gamer had said, that made me completely forget about the leaked spoiler. So it's just like, oh, I was still surprised by the thing I already knew about because of that. So go figure. Oh yeah, this part was total baloney. Like, no. There's no way they could have even seen that I was up there and took out those two people. And soon to be 3 people. So, I was, in typical zombie fashion, very upset about it. So. Oh, and then yeah, they have incredible jumping abilities. I will say that. But another thing that's happened, right? The new Five Nights at Freddy's game has come out. I know I talked about it last episode when I talked over this, trying to give some sort of commentary to the video. So I've played a good chunk of the game. I
Chipping away.
got through the daycare section. That was the most horrifying thing ever. I was not okay after that. Like, really, really not okay. I was relentlessly hunted 7 times before I finally randomly beat it. So. And then yet, somehow my friend Manlak was able to beat it in one go. So, you know, I'm happy for him. But I'm also like, why couldn't I have had that? Because, oh my gosh, it was really bad. Ugh. Like, by the time this episode goes up, like, there's still a VOD on the Twitch channel. And I'd highly encourage you, if you're curious, to watch the first hour and a half of the second stream. So, it's like, I think the title is like Discovering Secrets and Terrors or something like that. So, if you want to see Zombie just have, like, it was a horrible experience. But for those of you who like to see people play horror games and have to deal with horrible experiences, you're gonna love that hour and a half. Well, it starts more at the 45-minute mark, but you know, it depends on how much of the story you want to watch. If you start from the beginning, by an hour and a half, you'll get to seeing the whole daycare bit. But anyways, also warning, Zombie screams a lot. If you all already didn't know, Zombie speaks and scream, but the Freddy's streams, it gets to a whole new level. But after playing like 5 or 6 hours,
Bet you didn't see that coming.
like, of the Freddy's game, I've now had to start dealing with the glitch that prevents me from moving forward. And so I looked it up because I'm playing the PlayStation 5 version. Well, so far the only solution as of recording this is to restart the game. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I'm so not okay with that. I'll do it because, I'm going to give it another chance to hopefully fix itself later tonight because I'll be streaming it. But I really don't. I really, really do not want to restart. I don't want to deal with the daycare section again. It's just such a horrendous bit for me. But we'll see how things go. We'll just see how things go.
Actually, you take this.
Oh yeah, and then I died right there because I do not like the swords. The grabby swords are a bunch of nope. They are aggravating as all get out. And I could live without seeing the grabby swords ever again.
Hey, you seen Finn's friend since she showed him around Fisk Tower? What was his name? Mike? Mickey?
I don't remember. Lots of
But yeah, that was Zombie saying all that he could think to talk about all in one go. That was all in 10 minutes.
That would have sucked.
We would have had to arrange a little
And-
training accident for him.
Whatever.
Zombie can't really think of anything else to say that's not really spoiling anything. Well, in terms of the Freddy's game. Because spoiling the Spider-Man movie is completely off the table. Oh, that was... Oh, and I almost got away. Oh, I remember that. Speaking of moments that made Zombie angry. Really. And more crappy sword stuff. I can't remember if I survived this. I'm feeling like, yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't. Okay. I couldn't quite remember. And I have gotten out of bad spots before. But not always. Definitely not always.
Friends since she showed him around Fist Tower.
Who's there?
Grab your weapon. We got him.
Knew I could do it.
You really pulled the club last night? Crappy little bar near Breakaway Bridge. No one was inside.
And then it's just kind of waiting for an opportunity to grab one of those two.
Hey, someone here?
On my way.
They look so peaceful knocked out.
But I will say, ooh, yeah, I forgot about that dude. That was startling. But I will say after playing through this game, I really can't wait for the sequel, like the sequel to Spider-Man PS4.
That'll leave a
That's
mark.
also technically a sequel to Miles Morales.
No more underground. Soon to be no more
Like,
jail.
that's gonna be awesome. I'm not sure exactly what to call the sequel. Spider-Man PS5? I mean, having the subtitle really helps the Miles Morales game.
Remember what it was like before Tinkerer showed up?
It's organized. Always fighting to survive.
I really, really like that
Your
takedown.
lucky day. Sorry.
There's just something about it that's hilarious to me.
Spider-Man and Roxxon against us.
Damn, as long as they keep following her. You're scared. A Spider-Man or Roxxon?
Look, plenty of people almost wiped us out before we met this company. That was before. All that matters is now.
All that matters is now. Quoting the Tinkerer?
Why not? She knows what we're up against better than anyone.
Gotta stay alert. Everyone's gonna want to take a shot at us now.
And that was short-lived. Honestly, I really, really miss the spider bots.
You take this.
Like, I know that they don't want to make Miles a carbon copy of Peter. Man, I would have really enjoyed some spider bots. The holodrones are nice, though. But, again, spider bots. As long as they're back for the sequel, I'll be happy. I mean, they were incredibly overpowered, but it was great.
For you. That did it. Barrier's fresh out of power.
And primed for smashing.
And honestly, 14 minutes isn't that bad to get through all those things. Not as bad as I remember it being. It felt like it took a lot longer.
That was the way to the main auditorium. Now it's blocked.
Oops. Maybe there's a staircase. Or an elevator. Like that elevator. If I could... I could stick the gears.
I mean, in fairness, with the little gear right there for the
Hey man,
elevator,
I'm thinking, what if you told Finn you're Spider-Man?
Yo,
it had
Finn,
been a bit
not
since I
only
had to
did
deal with
lie
that.
about joining your club, but I'm also the guy trying to stop you.
Okay, yeah, we can work on the delivery.
Giant armored silo looks promising.
My question is, why would there be a bunch of birds around that thing? I mean, especially if
Really
the
feeling
underground.
like my gaming rig is underpowered right now.
Yeah. Finn's going full supervillain layer here. Are you seeing this giant armored container thing?
Totally not suspicious. You think the new form's in there?
I got a hunch, yeah.
Especially if the underground
Cable's running away from it.
is, you know,
Wonder.
occupying the building. I don't know. I'm more or less just nitpicking it.
Finn's feeding Roxxon bad intel so they don't get close to her or the new form. She's good.
Honestly, those generators just look like
Nice. Clear line of sight to the
they're
generator.
new form generators or something.
Rick's invention. Krieger doesn't understand new form well enough to make more, but Finn does. She mapped out how its reactivity works. That's one. Need to power the others. So why do you think I should tell Finn I'm Spider-Man? Don't you think she might react badly?
Let's make a pros and cons list. Pro, she's your best friend. Besides me.
Con, she's a tinkerer.
Pro, talking to her is easier than sneaking around behind her back.
Con, the other Spider-Man was super clear. Don't tell anyone who you are.
You told me. Maybe if she knows it's you she's fighting, she'll rethink the whole Tinkerer thing.
Maybe you're right.
They should have started with the pros and cons list. I know Genki offered it up, and then like Miles shut it down, but you know, Miles
Alright, that's two.
should have at least
Hope this is a good idea.
opened it up
What's
to
the
the
worst
big,
that can happen?
you know.
Says the guy 30 blocks away. Drywall's falling apart.
You know, the funny thing is, right? Having to rewatch like these
They've been making new
instances.
weapons to deal with me. Guess she told the rest of the underground to keep tabs.
These instances of me trying to figure out what I need to do. Like,
3 down.
now that I know what to do, it's just frustrating because like just watching the struggle, because I'm just like, it was so simple and yet it just
Looks
didn't
like
work
Finn's
that way.
making a new mask? A shield? Soon as I find a way around the underground's weapons, she comes up with something new. What are you up to, Finn?